Hello, welcome to Kung Fu Habit number 2. Instagram, if you're here, this is the video that you were looking for. As you got the first introduction, YouTube did not get the first introduction. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to y'all about martial arts. I'm going to do a little bit of kicks, possibly punches. I'm going to explain some things to you, and you're going to enjoy them, or you're not. But the first thing I'm going to do, and this is where I'm going to end the video for Instagram, and want y'all to understand something. First and foremost, just because you know martial arts does not mean you know when, where, and how to use martial arts. Alright? That's a concept that nobody really seems to understand, but it's also a factual statement. The reason why I tell you this is because I want you to think long and hard about who's made it and who hasn't. Alright? I haven't made it, and it's not because of the things I've said. I haven't made it because no one's noticed me. Alright? I haven't made a big enough stank for people to notice me. I kind of want to cruise in without having to bruise people up to prove a point. That being said, this part of the video for Instagram is done. And now, for my fellow YouTubers. It's not hard to learn martial arts. Front kick, boom. Side kick, boom. Do I need to do it from this angle so that you can see it better? Maybe lower the machine so you can get a full scale of the body. Front kick, boom. Side kick. That would be Kung Fu. Front kick, boom. Put my foot down, boom. That would be karate. Understand that just because you know martial arts does not always mean you know how, where, when, and why to use it. Understand that martial arts and fighting will always be situational. Everybody loves martial arts. Everybody thinks or prays or hopes that we are good at it. Again, if you're not fighting in the ring every day, if you're not fighting in the streets every day, if you're not training every day, then you don't know if you're good. You won't know if you're good. And you can only go with speculation and pray. Now, other people will see you, and they will praise you and tell you that you are good. Hell, they'll even tell you that you're great. They might even boost your head up a little bit. Now, what you need to understand, do not let your boost head or your boost ego lead you to the hospital or to the morgue. And this is where we begin with this stuff. When I was in my 20s, I was great. Now I'm an ancient relic. Then nobody knows who the fuck I am. Why does nobody know who I am? Because I'm 5'3". And everybody that ever did any martial arts, ISK, UFC, all that shit, pretty much laughed me right off the block. Because I'm 5'3". I'm technically 5'3 and a half. Legally, I'm 5'3 and a half. And by all rights of the United States Army National Guard, I'm 5'3. Because they don't do halves. Alright? Here's the thing. That does not mean that I'm not good. That does not mean that I'm not great. That does not mean that I can't beat the living dog shit out of anybody that I so freaking choose to do so. It only means that you don't know who I am. And you don't know who I am because I haven't been given a fair shot. You also don't know who I am because I had a project called Guardians of the Earth that's sitting on somebody's desk in Alabama who dropped my special effects guy, and they have all my shit. I have raw footage. I have no means of putting it together. Alright? And that was gone back in 2010. It is 2022. Nobody knows who I am outside of the 200 people that are on my YouTube channel right now. 202 people. And I thank you, all 202 of you. I do not give you unsafe martial art practice. I do not give you lies. Alright? Understand, martial arts is not a joke. It is not a game. It is not something that you can decide I'm going to do 3 days a week and say I'm a martial artist. No, martial arts means you live, eat, and breathe, and sleep this shit. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it, and yeah, I'm lacking in the training as y'all have seen all of my late videos over Thanksgiving. I was focused on my Native American Heritage Month. I brought you Native American superheroes. Not one time did I bring up martial arts outside of my failed attempts to honor Bruce Lee and Jason David Frank. Alright? I own my flaws. I have them just like everyone else. The problem is I'm not 25 years old anymore. I'm not 30 years old. I'm not 15 when I was at my best. Why does nobody know who I am? Because nobody wants to see me succeed. Not my family, some of my friends maybe, but where it counts, those are the only people who want to see me succeed, and the 202 of you. That's it. But I'm not out here, I don't have a training partner to show you what works and what does not. You either take my word or you don't. I am not here to prove to you that since I was 6 years old, I have been fighting in the streets by force, not by course. Because that's what my uncles did. Am I upset that they did that? Part of me is, but most of me is not. Because things happen on your path of life that you do not always have control over. My uncles were bigger than me. My uncles would threaten me and tell me that if I didn't beat this kid's ass, they were going to beat mine. They'll deny it in court, and I'm 49 now, so it doesn't fucking matter. What's done is done. Childhood trauma stick with you forever. Alright? I'm over it to a degree. I'm over it to the point where one of the kids that I had to fight, I have apologized to him so many times that he's threatened to shoot me because I apologized to him for the things we did as children. He knows it wasn't my fault. I am slowly accepting that it wasn't my fault. But even though it wasn't my fault, it was still the wrong thing to do. You can't preach do the right thing and be guilty for doing the wrong thing without owning it. So trust me when I tell you I'm not a saint. By no means in heaven and hell I'm not a saint. I've done my dirt. I own my dirt. Everybody else doesn't really give a shit. But this is the thing about honesty. A lot of people don't like honest people. I'm honest to a fault because it takes too long to tell a fucking lie. I know what you're thinking. A lie only takes 4 seconds. Yeah. It takes 4 seconds to go from your mouth to somebody's ear. And then you forget that lie and you tell somebody else something else. Alright? And then that lie grows and grows and grows until it comes back to you, twisted up, turned up, looking like poker face, and it smacks you in the face and your whole life is ruined. I don't have time to ruin my own life. There's plenty of people out here that will do it for me. So you have to understand, as a martial artist, knowing that you have martial arts in your pocket, knowing that you are a good martial artist, knowing when to use it, how to use it, where to use it, those are the most important things you are ever going to learn. But like I said, if you go to the damn dojo, this is Monday. Alright, Tuesday, I'm not going to work out. I'm not doing shit. I'm not going to work out. I can't stand it. Here's Wednesday. Back at the dojo. One, two. Thursday. I'm not going to work out. I'm not doing shit. I'm not going to work out. I can't stand it. It's Friday. Saturday. I think I'm going to go see that movie versus going to train. I think I'm going to go see that movie versus going to train. Now, the only exception to that is, do you have homework? Because if you have homework, you got to put space in there for that homework. If you're in high school, middle school, grade school, college, if you got homework, you got to put that homework in there. You got to. Because unless you become a champion, which not all of us did the honor and the glory of doing that, especially when you're short and people overlook you, you're going to have to understand, homework, then go train. Sunday. Monday. Back in the gym. If you are not training at least 7 days a week, 6 at best, 5 if you're blessed, your reflexes are going to slow down. You do not home in your reflexes. You will home on that floor. Because he who hesitates meditates from the horizontal position. I got that from this TV show called Vanishing Sun starring Russell Wong. Y'all should check that out. Now, as an actor, I've been overlooked time and time again. As a martial artist, I've been overlooked time and time again because nobody wants to see the short guy. Bruce Lee went through this shit because Bruce Lee was 5'7" and 135 pounds. I'm 5'3" and 127 pounds. No one is giving me a shot. Alright? I'm almost 50 years old. And I keep getting looked over. And I know by now everybody's thinking, well, maybe you should just give up. Maybe you should quit. I've been doing this since I was 27 years old, and making movies and being in front of the camera is the closest thing to fucking happiness that I'm ever going to have in life. Because I'm always getting passed over. I'm always getting looked past. That does not mean that I can't fight. What it means is that no one wants to give me a shot at glory. You know, the difference between me and most people that have made it is that somebody gave them a chance. No one's giving me a chance. I got 202 people here that are giving me a chance. I can't get anyone to come and volunteer to be my training partner so that I can show them some good fucking moves. I can't get anyone to come here to be my training partner. I can't afford a bob because no one has given me a chance. You understand the problem? That does not mean I am a horrible martial artist. It just means you can't see what I can do if given third of a chance to show the world my moves, my legitimacy. But I still train. I still train. I don't get to train 5 days a week. I don't get to train 7 days a week. But when I get to train, I train. 20 times out of the time that I'm training, I like to train by making videos for y'all so that I can keep up my shit. I had a hip replacement. So there are a lot of things I no longer can do. Wushu is completely out. So now I can't do any jumping, spinning kicks and shit. Even though y'all see me do them, I have to monitor what I do. No more flashy shit like Kung Fu Havoc #1. You can go watch my moves and you can put it side by side and compare. But the problem is really simple. I've been overlooked. Never stop training. Because see, when you stop training, you lose your shit. Alright? When you train too much, you gain shit. I give you this story. I've given it to you 1,000 times. I hurt my father once. Only once. Because of how trained I am. And the good news is that he got off lucky. Because what I was taught was not what I did. What I did was reflex. What I was taught was more dangerous. My dad came up behind me. He put his hands over me. What I was taught was grab the wrist, shoulders to elbows, push up, pull down. Which would put this through there. And for those who can't see, it would put his elbows through there because his arm's going to be on my shoulder. I grabbed the wrist because both his hands came over me. I'm supposed to grab his wrist, push my shoulders up through his elbows, and pull his forearms down. Double break. It can be done. It's what I was taught to do. What I did was, when I saw his hands, boom! I didn't even look. I knew it hit the mark. I'm short. It doesn't make me any less dangerous than anybody else. So, I turned around. I split his mouth from his middle teeth past his canines. Almost down to the back where the main teeth are. In the back. He had to spend 3 days in pain because of my fuck up. Alright? I'm not gonna say his fuck up. My fuck up. My dad didn't know that I was that damn quick. Hell, I didn't know I was that damn quick. But I knew for about a month I didn't train after that shit. Because it scared me at how dangerous I had become. I was 23. I'll never forget that shit. It's a Friday. It's just after 4:30. I just got to my stepsister's house. Never in a million years did I ever thought that I would hurt my father. But I also knew that no matter what I do, my body will defend itself. It will react without me thinking. And this is how you know the where, the when, the how, and the why. The where, automatic. The when, automatic. The why is where I fucked up. The why was really simple. It's automatic too. The how, just happened because it's second nature. I have been training for so fucking long that I have no reflex control now. If something is coming at me 9 times out of 10, it's in more danger from me than me being in more danger from it. Which is why when I meet people and we get to know each other and I tell everybody, hey, look, whatever you do, and this is before I joined the Army, whatever the fuck you do, you need to let me know you are in the facility. Do not come up behind me. I will not be held responsible for what the fuck happens to you. Because of what I did to my dad. I tell everybody all the fucking time. Do not come up behind me. I do not have a spider sense, but I can throw a fucking elbow out of nowhere without even realizing that I did it. Because that's exactly what happened. I have to constantly tell people, we cool, but you can't come up behind me. I said, under no circumstances whatsoever, do not come up behind me. If you're going to be behind me, you need to call my name. You're James, Echo, whatever the fuck you want to call me, but you need to call my name. Because if you don't, you will get hurt. And this is how you know when you were good. When you have to tell people, please don't come up behind me. Because you can't stop it. This is the second nature rule. The more you train, the better you will become. Regardless of my handicaps. I won't be throwing any kicks if you come up behind me. But if you're in striking distance from this elbow, you're going to get that elbow. If you're in striking distance from a back fist, you're going to get that back fist. Am I going to realize it? Probably too late. Like I did with my dad. This is why you need to understand, when you go to train in martial arts and you don't take this shit seriously, you are going to get fucked up. Martial arts lost a lot of validity when it became sports. If you see everybody taking taekwondo, it's because they saw it in the Olympics. The same thing with judo, same thing with jiu-jitsu, same thing with wushu. You don't see too many kung fu things being a sport. Kempo is getting around, no. Then you have Kali and Krav Maga and all these other shits, and once these things become sports, they lose vitality. So then all your training is basically so that you can get paid. I'm with you on getting paid. I wanted to make movies so I could teach Kung Fu for free. I was hoping that I would become a big enough star that I could open up a dojo anywhere in the world and have teachers come in with specialized martial arts and teach martial arts for free to men, women, and children. Now, the thing was that at some point in time, I decided that I only wanted to teach women and children. I stopped training the boys and girls at 16. Because by then you know who you are. And you know who you're going to become. You know that if you were going to be a bully, I don't want to teach bullies because I was bullied all my fucking life. I want to teach young women to be able to protect themselves, but I don't want to teach young women to become assassins and know shit that I taught them can be used in lethal ordnance. These are the things you have to learn when you're doing a martial art. And if you want to become a sports martial arts champion, I got nothing against that. And I hope that you make it, because I never got the fucking chance to. Wreck, Havoc, didn't reach out to one because I'm pretty sure at my age now it's never going to fucking happen. And I had to accept that shit. Plus I had a hip replacement. No one's going to give me a job. They might let me get a job training. They might not. They might take one look at me like everyone has always done. You're too short. Get your weight up. Well, the hip replacement doctor told me I can't go over 130 pounds. I'm already coasting on that. Y'all can see this gut through this shirt. The gut is the only thing I don't really train. I do push-ups. I need to start doing setups. So that's like my next week thing. Push-ups and setups. I don't need to train my arms and my legs. I'm still pretty fast. Basics save lives. Which is why we're going to make a second video about basics. My name is Echo Fang Grey Wolf. This is Kung Fu Havoc number 2. Be seeing ya.